Only When I Dance is a 2009 documentary film that tells the story of two teenagers, Irlan and Isabella, who pursue their dreams of becoming professional ballet dancers as a way to escape the violent slums of Rio de Janeiro. Defying the idea that ballet is an art form steeped in the history of the wealthy white elite, this documentary captures the dreams of two black children from a gritty favela who, despite constant prejudice and doubt, are both determined to beat the odds and use dancing as their escape from their tough day-to-day lives. The producer spent more than 3 years trying to find the candidates to be filmed, and this morning we are thrilled to have one of the stars of the film in the studio right here as we welcome Irlan Silva, who was recently promoted to earlier this month to soloist at the Boston Ballet, and he's here to tell us about the good news of a free screening of the film at the Strand Theater in Dorchester coming up this Friday. Welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in, Irlan.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, let's just start from the beginning. Now, where are you from, and I guess explain to viewers what a favela is.
So I'm from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I grew up inside of the favela. So favela, it's a very hard life to live because it's a very poor place and also very violent. It's very dangerous. So there was time of a long day of working, dancing. I couldn't go back home because there was shooting and there was like fighting over there. So my mom had to call me and tell me that I had to sleep over at my friend's house. And there was like not good at all for like growing up with that, but I already had determination to do what I wanted.
Tell me how you first discovered ballet.
That was through my cousin. One day he came and he asked me to go with him to a drawing class in a project in Rio, and I went there with him, and every day we're hearing like a tap dance class next room, and one day we stopped by and the teacher invited us to try, and we say, why not? And after a couple months she invited also to do a jazz dance. And we did it after a year. She got us a scholarship to this professional dance school in Rio. Okay. And at the first I was like, should I go or not? And then I told my mom and she was like, why not? Let's do it. If you want it, you should do it. Okay. And I started doing tap dance over there. And one day the director, she came to me and she was like, you're very talented. I think you should do classical ballet. And I was like, classical ballet? What is classical ballet? Because where I grew up, there was no connection to the arts at all. Okay. And she took me to the National Theater to see the first ballet company dancing, and I was fascinated.
And that's when you got hooked. Okay. Yes. Now, I want to talk about your documentary, Only When I Dance, but we've got a free screening coming up Friday at the Strand Theater in Dorchester. But first, we're going to show a little trailer of the movie and talk about it on the other side. Let's roll it.
Eu moro aqui no Complexo do Alemão, na zona norte do Rio de Janeiro.
Se a gente não tiver ensinar os nossos filhos a seguir aquela vida reta, poderia se tornar um traficante, alguma coisa assim.
E essa é a minha maior vontade, é de sair daqui para um lugar melhor e sossegado. E levar os meus pais junto comigo.
Wow. So, interesting there. Only When I Dance, so that was you.
Yes.
We were looking at. What was it like, the experience like filming that?
At the first it was very strange because having a camera behind you all the time, and I was like, that took me a while to get used to it, but when I saw the documentary for the first time at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York, I cried 3 times. I was like so emotional, but it was a great experience.
Now, again, we've got a free screening this Friday at the Strand Theater, and I know you're expecting a big crowd. I know you auditioned and you were asked to join 2 companies. Why did you choose the Boston Ballet?
Because of the repertoire that they have, it's very diverse. They do classical ballet, they do contemporary jazz, and also folkloric sometimes. So it's more my style that that's what I want for my career.
Mm-hmm. Now I understand, again, as we said, you've been promoted to soloist. I guess this is your second promotion this year. I guess you must be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, it feels amazing because having your many years of hard work recognized by by your company, it's amazing, and I'm almost there. I still want. I have a dream, like to be a principal dancer with Boston Ballet.
I was gonna say, what is your hope for the future? What do you want? Where do you see yourself in the future?
Yeah, that's my next goal, to be a principal dancer with Boston Ballet, and also I want to bring my family to Boston to live here with me.
Now, what's it like living away from your family? Speaking of your family, because I understand you don't get to see them that often.
No, just once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you stay connected? I mean, that's...
So I have to call them almost every day. I'm the only child, so my mom is always like calling me and need to know how I am. And it's hard to live out of your country without your family, but when you have when you have a dream, you do everything to be possible to make it true.
And I guess, how did you get discovered? How did this whole documentary come about?
It's because when I was 14 years old, I came to New York City for the first time to do a competition at the Youth America Grand Prix. And I was representing Brazil, and I got first place. And when I went back to Brazil, that was like all over me, because I was from the favela. And that was like a great thing.
That's extremely impressive. We'll remind viewers once again, you're featured in the documentary Only When I Dance. It's about your journey from Rio to becoming a professional dancer. And there's going to be a free screening of the documentary Only When I Dance, Friday, February 5th at the Strand Theater in Dorchester. And if I guess there's a website, if anybody...
yes, from Boston Ballet, bostonballet.org.
bostonballet.org.
Yeah. They're the one who's hosting this film.
Okay, well, it sounds like it's going to be a great film, and congratulations on what's... You're off and running on a great career.
Thanks so much.
Irlan, Silva, thanks for coming in. Well, that's it for this edition of Urban Update. For all of us here at Urban Update, I'm Byron Barnett. Have a great Sunday, everyone.